Welcome to Inside Marquette Basketball. I'm Sophia Minnaert, joined by Marquette's head coach, Shaka Smart. And Coach, it's great to see you again. We're kicking off year 2 for you here at Marquette University. And just when you're looking back at what was such a successful first season for you and your staff, I know, the culture was so important for you to establish. What did you feel like you were able to set up as your foundation as you're getting ready for your second season?
Well, I think most importantly, relationships. Just getting to know the guys getting to know each other. That's the foundation for our program. Caring about one another, understanding one another, knowing how everybody ticks. So we've made some major progress with that. We have 8 returning guys from last year, and now this year in our second year, adding in some new pieces. And those guys, when they got here in June, the first order of business again was building relationships, helping them understand, hey, this is what we're about, this is what we believe in, and really getting to know each other on a personal basis before you even start talking about basketball.
And with the relationships, Coach, how different is it now? You're starting a second season. You've got so much familiarity, experience, a year of basketball under your belts together as a group. What's different now?
Well, like you said, we are a little bit more familiar with each other. We aren't as familiar yet as we will be in probably 2 more years, but much more than this time last year when we'd never coached any of the guys on the team and they'd never been coached by us. But I think, for us in year 2, culturally, it's all about building more consistency. Culture is simply how we act, interact, and respond. So building more consistency with our actions, with the way that we interact and treat each other on a daily basis, and maybe most importantly, with our response to situations that are, adverse or great situations or everything in between.
And your core principles of the culture that you wanted to establish here, relationships, growth, and victory. On the court, your team saw tremendous growth, 19 wins, 11 wins in the Big East Conference. On the floor, how do you feel like you guys grew, and how did you see individual players improve?
Well, I think the best way to grow is through experience, and we definitely had some great experiences last year. That's one of the awesome things about college basketball is you go through all these twists and turns, and there's such an impetus and desire to win in the moment, but at the same time, win or lose, there's an opportunity to grow and develop and continue on your journey. And if you look at our season last year, there was about 5 or 6 different segments of the season where, our team just kind of went on, different twists and turns. For us, with our 8 returning guys, with our coaching staff returning, it's about learning from those segments. It's about learning with our new guys how this year's team can gain from those experiences and be even more successful.
How do you think the confidence is different this year, Coach, considering the success you guys had last year, getting into the top 25, advancing to the NCAA tournament, the stretch of 7 consecutive conference wins, one of the best stretches of the season for your team? How is the confidence different?
Well, it's interesting because confidence, there's, everlasting confidence as a person or as a player, and then there's confidence that ebbs and flows. And I mean, you've worked with basketball, baseball, different sports. Even the best athletes have some ebbs and flows with their confidence in making a 3-point shot or hitting a baseball, because those things can be hard to do at a high level of competition. But I think the everlasting confidence really comes from humility. And I think, again, our returning guys, having been here and having been through the experiences we've had, have more of that. And when I say humility, I simply mean the understanding that, wow, there's a lot more going on here than just me, and I don't have all the answers, and we're on a journey, on a path that probably never will end, and we have to continue to search for the right ways to create the success that we want to create. So I think overall that has grown. We still got a ways to go with that. Again, experience is the best teacher. It's also the best way to form confidence because I've done it before. I've had that success, and now I feel more confident because I have that experience in my pocket. And then we've got a set of new guys that they're kind of starting from scratch, at Marquette at least, with that process of building confidence.
And from your last game at the NCAA tournament until now, as you're getting ready for opening night on November 7th, what were the priorities for your group? I know there's no off season. I know the work never stops. So what were the priorities for you guys getting ready for this year with a new team?
Well, again, continue to build relationships, absolute intentional growth on a daily basis, just trying to get 1% better every day. Continuing to help these guys understand what goes into the cultural elements of success for our program, both on and off the court, and then supporting the heck out of them. You know, just making sure our guys understand that hopefully they have 360 degrees around them covered in terms of support and love and care and, you know, accountability when needed, because this is a journey that they're on, and we get this opportunity to be around them in a formative time in their life that doesn't last very long. So I thought our guys really made the most of the off season. They spent a ton of time in the gym. They spent a ton of time together. We did a lot of activities as a group away from basketball to continue building our team.
What were some of those highlights or fun things you guys were able to do as a group off the court?
Since you're Brewers affiliated, I think about the game we play every summer. That's always fun because there's a lot of trash talking beforehand, and the players in general feel like they're physically and athletically superior to the coaches, which in many ways they are. But for whatever reason, we tend to get the best of them in softball or baseball, whatever it is that we play. So that's a lot of fun. A lot of meals together. Whether it's the whole program or players only. Yeah, I enjoy, you know, when the guys come over to my house. I enjoy, you know, we do certain fun things out and about. I like the community outreach stuff that we do. We've adopted another class this year at St. Catherine's. That's a lot of fun. We're going back this week to see them. We took a retreat again for the second straight year. Grateful that here at Marquette we have a fall break where there's a Thursday and Friday with no school, and that allows us to take a couple days and go away. And last year we went to Chicago, this year we went to the Wisconsin Dells. Spent a bunch of time on team building, a bunch of time together, practiced, and you know, came back hopefully a more connected team. So we do a lot of fun stuff like that.
And all of that's important, right, to carry over to the success of what we see on the floor and that chemistry.
Absolutely. I mean, what we're asking these guys to do, particularly once you get into the toughest competition that you see over the course of the season, is very, very challenging. And it's only something that we can accomplish in our program. I can't really speak to anyone else's together. And I tell our guys all the time, you need each other more than you think. The number one element of our circle this year, the guys chose our cultural principle, Better Together. And just the understanding that if we're going to max out and be the best we can be, we're going to need each other and we're going to have to depend on each other.
Shaka Smart's interview is presented by Wintrust, Wisconsin's bank, the official banking partner of Marquette University.
When you live in Wisconsin, you work hard, but you also don't take yourself too seriously. You enjoy this state's vibrant music scene, bustling breweries, and world-class universities. And with your choice of scenic trails, secluded campsites, and expansive acres, you really do have it all. This place is unique, and so are you. Your bank should know that. At Town Bank, we do, because this is our home too, and we're proud to be Wisconsin's bank.
Now's the time for a healthy start. So let's move. Let's rest and recharge, and put our health first. Let's be well. To do that, let's eat well. Breathe deep. Find joy in the little moments. And do what we love with who we love. Together, let's live well. Aurora Healthcare.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of Marquette Athletics. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Look at that turkey. Oh,
Come on, let's eat.
Yeah. All right, burger, yes, sir.
Now you can feed more people than ever before.
Does everyone have everything they need?
Thanksgiving week, if your purchase includes Meyer brand food, our Simply Give program will provide a meal to feed a neighbor in need.
Welcome back to Inside Marquette Basketball, here with head coach Shaka Smart. And coach, good news for you and your roster. There's a lot of familiarity with your returning players, and you are facing the challenge of replacing a lot of scoring. And I know you've said that it's going to be done by committee, right? So when you just look at the returning group that you have, what do you like about the experience that they gained last year and how they can take the next steps this year?
Well, the most important thing I like about our returning guys is that they get along really well. They like each other, they love each other. There are real relationships there that matter. And those relationships, in the words of our players, is what helps them get through challenging stretches in the season. So I like the fact that those guys are close. I like the experience that they had last year. As you mentioned, we do have to replace some really talented guys, and Justin and Daryl and Kerr and Greg, 4 guys that a lot of times were in the game when the game was on the line. This is what college basketball is all about. It's an opportunity to step forward for guys like Stevie Mitchell, David Joplin, Cam Jones, Omax Prosper, chance for them, Oso Ighodaro, to step forward and say, hey, I am ready to be a starter. I am ready to be a finisher. I'm ready to be a guy that plays 25, 30 minutes. And I really appreciate the fact that, to a man, those guys that I named, as well as Tyler Kolek, they've taken a step forward in the offseason with their games.
Tyler Kolek, how much of the offense will go through him? I mean, he was someone you counted on a lot last year. He had nearly 200 assists on the season, led the league in assists.
Yep.
How much of the offense will go through Tyler, and what this season could look like for him?
Well, Tyler, he's someone that eats, sleeps, and breathes the game. He's a student of the game. He won't admit it, but he'll probably be a coach someday when his playing career is over. So the number one thing in his mind that he'd like to see himself take a jump in from year 1 to year 2 at Marquette is his shooting. He spent a lot of time on it. He shot the ball really well in practice. Up to this point, 43% from 3 in practice and live play. But, you know, his emphasis is carrying that over to the game. Now, he carries a very, very heavy load in terms of everything else that we ask him to do from a leadership standpoint, handling the ball, making sure he organizes our offense, getting other guys shots. And as with pretty much everyone else on our team, we are a work in progress.
Omax Prosper is another player that you counted on a lot, 25 starts for him last year. And where do you think Omax can take his game to the next level this season with the confidence and experience he gained?
He's gained a lot of confidence. Didn't play much the year before last at Clemson, so really last year was his first year playing significant time at this level of basketball. So I'm excited for him to gain from that experience.
Oso Ighodaro, and he's such an intriguing player, right? And we saw it in flashes last season, and so for him to put together a complete season and the uniqueness of his game, and you've mentioned we may even see him handling the ball more this season. What did Oso show you last year that gives you confidence for this year?
He's got a unique game. He's 6'10", but the best things that he does in basketball are more aligned with what guards do, which is he can really handle the ball, he can really pass the ball, he's very quick, he's a really good decision maker in terms of his instincts and going from one play to the next quickly. He's gotten stronger for sure over the last couple years here with Todd Smith. It's about beyond the stat sheet, helping the team in all the ways that he can, because he's someone that he can do a lot of little things that don't necessarily show up on the stat sheet, offensively and defensively, that really helps us function smoothly.
Of your returning players, who do you think is in the best position or had a terrific off season to get ready for this year that you think is really in a great position to, you know, take on a new role, a bigger role on this team?
Well, it depends how you evaluate that. I told our guys the other day, it's really important that we decide for ourselves how we evaluate what's significant to us, because there's certain things that go into winning in basketball that the outside world or the media or fans don't necessarily see. So it just depends on how you evaluate it. I would give you several answers also. Omax, Stevie, Cam, Jop. You know, Tyler started every game and was our starting point guard and as important of a member of our team as anyone last year. So I don't know that he's going to be taking on a bigger role, just a more nuanced role than he had last year.
Inside Marquette Basketball is brought to you by Aurora Healthcare. Live well to be well.
Now's the time for a healthy start. So let's move. Let's rest and recharge. And put our health first. Let's be well. To do that, let's eat well. Breathe deep. Find joy in the little moments. And do what we love with who we love. Together, let's live well. Aurora Healthcare.
When you live in Wisconsin, you work hard, but you also don't take yourself too seriously. You enjoy this state's vibrant music scene, bustling breweries, and world-class universities. And with your choice of scenic trails, secluded campsites, and expansive acres, you really do have it all. This place is unique, and so are you. Your bank should know that. At Town Bank, we do, because this is our home too, and we're proud to be Wisconsin's bank.
Mom! Yes! So I love
Become who you're truly meant to be. Marquette University. Be the difference.
Look at that turkey.
Come on, let's eat.
Yeah. All right, burger, yes,
Now you can feed more people than ever before.
Does everyone have everything they need?
Thanksgiving week, if your purchase includes Meyer brand food,
Thank you.
our Simply Give program will provide a meal to feed a neighbor in need.
Inside Marquette Basketball continues here with head coach Shaka Smart. And coach, you've got 3 new freshmen joining your program: Sean Jones, Chase Ross, and Ben Gold. They're all very intriguing. They're all very different, bring unique skill sets to your team. Just bringing them into your program, what does that look like to integrate them with the current team? And what are you excited about seeing them get started?
I'm really excited about all 3 of them. First of all, they're all high-quality young men, and they're all fun to be around. There's a coach in the English Premier League that has this famous saying. He says, "I deserve to be happy too." And what he means by that is I want to be around people I want to be around. I want our team to act the way I want it to act and do the things that go into winning that I believe go into winning. And we've got a great freshman group from that standpoint. Chase Ross, extremely athletic, left-handed, really good in transition, someone who's a great cutter. He's a really good blend guy, Sophia. So what I mean by that is you can put him on the floor with a lot of different combinations of the other 4 guys, and he can blend and make plays regardless of who he's out there with. And that's a really important attribute. Some guys, they kind of have to be on the floor with certain other guys or they can't really function. Chase can be out there with anyone. Sean Jones is as unique of a player as Marquette fans will have seen probably since Dominic James. You know, small, athletic, but not small here. And he is one muscle. Like he does not have anything on his body other than muscle. Really, really moves fast, but also changes speed at a really good pace and is a dynamic player on the floor, on both ends of the floor. So I think he'll be a lot of fun to watch. I think our fans will really enjoy his progression. He's someone that, through this point in the season, has earned the opportunity to be in our rotation. But we start playing on Monday and we get a chance to see how does he react to game situations. But he's such a unique player that we already have multiple play calls that we put in just for him, which is unique for a freshman. Normally you don't do that with incoming guys, but he's very unique. And then Ben Gold is 6'10", comes to us all the way from New Zealand. Probably has the most potential of anyone on our team, just because he's 6'10", and when you have that type of size and you're skilled like he is, you have a really bright future as long as you continue to develop, continue to work, continue to believe in yourself. I think the transition has probably been the toughest on him because he's had to make the freshman adjustment and then he's had to make the international to American adjustment. But I love him. I think his future is really, really bright. He can play multiple positions.
And Zach Reitzel is the opposite of a freshman. He comes to you with all kinds of winning experience from Loyola New Orleans, winning a national championship there, being the NAIA Player of the Year. What experience, you described him as a winner.
He's a winner. He went 37-1 last year. He's his all-time, his school that he came from, his all-time leading scorer, rebounder, and assist man. I don't care what school you go to, that's impressive to do that. Now this is a jump in level, but he's a guy that every time they played Division I schools, when he was at Loyola, he played really, really well. And what we're banking on is the fact that he's very high character, cares about winning. He came in here and immediately wanted to integrate himself into the team from a relationship standpoint. He wants to be a leader, which we define simply as the ability to make those around you better. And I think the exciting thing for him is he's better now than he was a month ago. And we feel like with each couple weeks, he's making progress. But I think we also have to be cognizant of the fact that he missed most of the summer because he had his knee scoped, and he's still adjusting to this level, so it's going to take him a little bit of time.
Inside Marquette Basketball is presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Injuries can affect every part of your life. Trust our team at Gruber Law Offices to get you back in the game. Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of Marquette Athletics. One call, that's all.
When you live in Wisconsin, you work hard, but you also don't take yourself too seriously. You enjoy this state's vibrant music scene, bustling breweries, and world-class universities. And with your choice of scenic trails, secluded campsites, and expansive acres, you really do have it all. This place is unique, and so are you. Your bank should know that. At Town Bank, we do, because this is our home too, and we're proud to be Wisconsin's bank.
Now's the time for a healthy start. So let's move. Let's rest and recharge. And put our health first. Let's be well. To do that, let's eat well. Breathe deep. Find joy in the little moments. And do what we love with who we love. Together, let's live well. Aurora Healthcare.
Look at that turkey.
Come on, let's eat.
Yeah. All right, burger, yes, sir.
Now, you can feed more people than ever before.
Does everyone have everything they need?
Thanksgiving week, if your purchase includes Meyer brand food, our Simply Give program will provide a meal to feed a neighbor in need.
Inside Marquette Basketball is presented by Wintrust, Wisconsin's bank, the official banking partner of Marquette University. Aurora Healthcare, live well to be well. And by Gruber Law Offices, one call, that's all. Opening night, November 7th at Pfizer Forum will be against Radford, and then just 2 or 3 days later, you'll be hosting Central Michigan. So these early games, Coach, I understand it's early, right? We're not going to expect perfect basketball, but what do you want to see from your team, those first couple games competing?
I want to see our guys in our circle. And that means being better together, being lost in the fight, making sure that we're stars in our roles, taking a win anyway mentality, and making sure that as a group we're supporting one another regardless of circumstances. And for us, the games, one of the best things about the games is you get to interact with those circumstances that occur during the season. And so you said it, it's not going to be perfect, but if we can grow from game 1 to game 2, from game 2 to game 3, and continue to make progress, we put ourselves in a really good position.
Last year at Pfizer Forum, it feels like the fan base really connected with your team, great support for them at home. You had great success at home, defending home court. How does playing at Pfizer, the fan support, and all of that contribute to your home atmosphere that you can build off of for year 2?
We love it. We absolutely love the fans. It's one of my favorite things about being here at Marquette is the atmosphere at our home games, the connectivity between our fans and our team on the court. It's something really, really special. It goes beyond words. It's something that I really appreciate and don't take for granted, and I can't wait to be out there. And then, the game against Central Michigan on Thursday is going to be a unique atmosphere here at the Al. And we wanted to do something unique for our students who do such a great job of supporting us. I think it's going to be a little bit different vibe, a different feel. So we're looking forward to both of those games before we go on the road.
Coach, for you, what are your emotions as you start a new season?
Gratitude. That's my most powerful emotion. I'm just grateful for our guys. Every day getting a chance to be around them. I'm grateful for Dr. Lovell, for Bill Scholl, giving me and our staff the opportunity to be here. I'm grateful for our fans, and I'm grateful for my family, understanding that this is pretty much an all-encompassing endeavor. And, I just appreciate the opportunity to be here every day with our staff. Grateful for those guys. They really pour their hearts and souls into our guys and into our team. And so just looking forward to getting rolling.
All right, Coach, thanks so much for the time. Good luck opening night. Marquette, very excited to start this 2022-2023 season. Opening night coming up November 7th against Radford. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
This has been a presentation from Learfield,